All right. We have a lot of great movie news for you today. Our first bit of movie news. Apparently, Jennifer Garner is returning as Elektra for Deadpool 3. What do you think about that?
That looks awesome.
It does, it does. Are you a fan of the Ben Affleck Daredevil?
Oh, yeah, I am a really, really awesome fan.
Yes, I know you saw it in theaters when it came out.
Oh, yeah.
I waited till it came out on demand. I actually watched it on cable, and I remember recording it on VHS and rewatching that over and over again. I was a huge fan of it. And of course, the director's cut is way better. I love the added storylines. Of course, you have Coolio, as the guy, being, trying to be charged with murder. Where, of course, he's innocent. Rest in peace, Coolio. And, there was a lot of, not a lot, but there's some changed up scenes and whatnot that made the movie that much more better. And I love Michael Clark Duncan as Wilson Fisk. It was just I don't know. I love it. Even the cringy fight scene.
He brought that gravitas and energy, and at the end of the movie, he has an orange jumpsuit. So
yes, that's right.
They took it from the comics. So yeah, it's just really, really awesome.
Yeah, and then what did you think about that spinoff, the solo Elektra movie? Not as good, right? But. It's all right. It's not Jennifer Garner's fault.
It's all right.
She did the best she could. But I do love the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie. So it's gonna be great to see her back. And I don't know if you've seen it, but they released images of the costume that Wolverine's gonna be wearing.
Yeah,
it looks epic. It looks straight out of the comic books. They're straight out of the '90s cartoon. I love it. Although I wish he didn't have the sleeves so he could show off his guns, but it looks great. Can't wait to see. Hopefully he has the mask at some point. That would be epic. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. They should just cut off the sleeves. Wolverine has been jacked for a lot of years.
Yeah, man. He worked hard.
Awesome.
He's getting older. He worked hard to get fit for this, and then they just cover up those arms. But hopefully he'll rip them off or something.
It's messed up.
Otherwise, the costume looks great. I'm looking forward to this movie. All right. Our next bit of movie news. Apparently, Christopher Nolan said that Robert Pattinson is the reason why he decided to direct Oppenheimer. Are you excited for Oppenheimer?
Yep.
I know I keep asking this, but I just want to reiterate, yes. I'm excited too. I'm looking forward to this. I heard this is his magnum opus. This is his greatest movie ever. And I'm looking forward to this so much. According to Nolan, during the Tenet wrap party, Pattinson gave him a book containing all of Oppenheimer's speeches from the 1950s, and that's what inspired the movie. But weirdly, he didn't include him in the movie, so I don't know what's about that. But thank you, Robert Pattinson, for inspiring what is said to be Christopher Nolan's greatest movie. Yeah, man, would you agree Robert Pattinson has come a long way from being Twilight Boy to being a great actor?
Oh, yeah. He has come a long, long way, and he is still going strong.
Definitely. All right. Our next bit of movie news, some Dune news. Are you a fan of Dune? I think I keep asking you that, but
I have no idea. I mean, I saw part of it. And
did you like the new movie?
I liked it. It said I'm not a huge fan. I mean, I gave it some time, but it is what it is. People said they didn't like the Patrick Stewart version because it was a little different. But this version is a lot different. So yeah, I liked it.
It had some stunning visuals and whatnot. So I'm gonna definitely check out Dune 2. But apparently they're making, of course, there's going to be a trilogy, and there's some new information about the third film. Apparently, it's going to be called Dune Messiah, and it's going to take place 12 years after the events of Dune and explore the nature of time and fate, the intersection of religion and government, and social and philosophical dangers of hero worship. So that sounds epic. It sounds deep. So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. Right. Next bit of movie news. Have you heard about Jonah Hill? He's been in trouble lately.
Nope, I never heard of it.
Like a lot of actors in Hollywood, apparently. Former Zoe 101 star Alexa Nicholas has accused Jonah Hill of forcibly kissing her when she was 16 years old and he was 24. That's disgusting. And This is an allegation that Hill denies, apparently. And Nicholas made her claim after Hill's ex-girlfriend, Sarah Brady, accused the actor last weekend of being emotionally abusive. So hopefully these accusations aren't true, but if it is, that's gross, man.
Yeah, I've been hearing this stuff. I didn't hear this stuff, but when I hear about this stuff, I'm like, oh, let's cut it out with this stuff, because this is disgusting. This is, not professional. I mean,
get your shit together, guys. Come on.
Exactly.
Get
it together, guys.
Poor Seth Rogen. This is the second of his acting buddies that's been accused of being a sex pest. Of course, the other one being James Franco, the Green Goblin Jr. But we'll not get into that. Well, not to get too off topic here. All right. Our next bit of movie news: the Screen Actors Guild is on strike officially, starting today. They're picketing right now alongside the writers. And this is like unprecedented. This is like the first time this has happened in like decades. What do you think about all this, man?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Just pay them what they're worth. The actors and writers literally make the movies that we enjoy. And these studios are just being just awful. It's like, give them what they deserve. Would you agree?
Yeah, the thing is that, it's so ridiculous to the fact that, that they'll be waiting until the rent goes up, and it's like...
Yeah, apparently that was like, that was their plan. They're waiting till like late October and hoping that's like, it'll push them to the brink, and just that way they can make a deal, to the point where they're almost like losing their apartments and houses. This is ridiculous. It's so sketch. That's awful. But yeah, so, definitely I hope they can come to an agreement sooner or later, but this is causing a lot of delays, of course. Deadpool, I just saw an announcement, and we just talked about Deadpool 3. That's been put on hold, because, there's no actors or writers, so.
Yep.
But maybe it's for the best, because, a lot of people are worried, because, Ryan Reynolds likes to, ad-lib, especially as Deadpool. He's kind of all over the place, and so people were worried that, because he wouldn't be allowed to ad lib, because technically that's writing in the eyes of the guild and whatnot. So he would have to have read the movie, as the script called for. So it wouldn't have been as interesting and dynamic. So now that they put it on hold, hopefully they can wait to film until everything is, finished and over. That way he can ad lib until his heart's content. So, hopefully everything works out, man. It's a real bummer. It's a bummer, man.
Yep.
All right. Moving on. Brian Cox. Apparently he's been blaming millennials for the woke culture. And he said they're usually the arbiters of the shaming. So, I don't know, man. He's just like a very old school guy. I don't agree with him, man. I guess he's complaining because, there's, so many... people putting restrictions on movies and saying like who should be acting in movies and the content of the movies and whatnot. But I don't see anything wrong. Like, he's using woke as it's a bad thing. But it just means being socially aware. And there's like a certain group of people that make being woke into a bad thing. And I think I don't know. I think he needs to get with the times, man. I don't know. I feel like he needs to understand, like, I could see kind of, I'm just playing, devil's advocate here. I can kind of see his point. Sometimes putting restrictions on movies can inhibit, the quality of them and whatnot. But you gotta be inclusive. Sometimes you have to have an important message that can connect with multiple groups of people and whatnot. And there's nothing wrong with being socially aware. And I think he needs to understand that. And sometimes it could be used by studios just to make money, and I don't think that's good. But when it's done with dedication and actually done with heart and done for the right reasons, I think it's a great thing. And to blame millennials, I think that's just dumb. As a millennial myself, I say, Brian Cox, suck my nuts. Okay, not to get too off topic here. All right. Moving on. Some Tron news. Apparently, Tron, the next film, the third installment, is going to be called Tron Ares. They cast Gotham alum Cameron Monaghan. Of course, he played the Joker in the Gotham series.
Yep.
Are you a fan of his?
Yeah, and they, of course, they changed up his costume and whatnot, the wardrobe, gave him a purple suit, gave him a hat, made him look almost like Jack Nicholson a little bit, but
little bit, yeah.
little different. But
it was some wild ride for his character as Jerome and the Joker, whatever he was.
yeah, and there was something about like the Red Hood that they kind of made a little different. He wasn't the Joker; it was some band of robbers.
Didn't he have like a twin in the show too? It was really strange.
It was like a twin named Jerry.
It was a failed attempt because originally they wanted to have like several people that could possibly have turned into the Joker in the future, because the Joker's past is a mystery and whatnot. And Cameron Monaghan was supposed to be one of the people portraying a possible Joker, but they liked him so much they brought him back, and then they killed him off, and they brought him. They have a twin or something. I don't know. They just kind of muddled it all up. I don't know. The series was okay, but I don't know. The ending, that crap Batman costume, it was just odd. But not to get too off topic here. I do love his acting, and he'll be great in Tron. All right. Next bit of movie news. Tom Cruise, movie and popcorn fan, reveals he has plans to make a movie in space. What do you think about that? I think that's dangerous.
It looks dangerous and very, very new.
Yeah. Apparently he plans to work with SpaceX to make this happen. I don't know, man. I feel like have we learned nothing from Ocean's Gate? Like, I don't know. I feel like we shouldn't treat space, so frivolously, and it's a dangerous place, and I don't know. I feel like I don't want to see him get blowed up, like,
Yeah, Tom Cruise is this wonderful, legendary actor, but he has got to stop doing his own stunts in movies because he's going to get himself hurt real bad.
Yeah,
but we don't want to wish ill intent on
definitely not
Mr. Cruise, but we want him to be very, very careful.
Yeah, but the more he does this stuff, the more chances he risks, which I think that's the appeal to him. Like, he wants to push himself, but space, I don't know. I wouldn't suggest it, man. But he's going to do what he's going to do. So we'll see. We'll see how this ends up. All right. Let's move on. Next bit of movie news. There's so much information about the new Superman movie. Apparently, they cast what's his name? Nathan Fillion as the new Green Lantern. But this isn't the typical version. Normally, they'll put in what's his name? What's the Green Lantern that they always use?
Ryan Reynolds?
No, not him. I forget the. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank here, but this is gonna be the Guy Gardner version of Green Lantern. So Nathan Fillion. A lot of people saying he's too old. What do you think?
Not so much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about it. I think he's a great actor. People are like, oh, man, this is nepotism. He's always, James Gunn always putting, people he works with in movies. But that happens with every director. Even Zack Snyder, he always put people he worked with in his movies. So it's not a big deal. I don't know. People are making it a big deal. A lot of the Zack Snyder stands are just trying to shit on the James Gunn verse right off the bat here. But I'm not worried about that. And of course, we have the actress from Dora and the Lost City of Gold, Isabella Merced, who's been cast as Hawk Girl. So that's going to be interesting. We're going to see Hawk Girl in there. And then we have X-Men First Class alum. And now I'm not sure if I'm saying this right. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Eddie Gathegi has been tapped to play Mr. Terrific. So this is going to be interesting. There's so many superheroes. And that has a lot of people concerned. Oh, and then there's one more as well. We also have Anthony Kerrigan, who's on the show Barry, which it just ended, but it's getting a lot of Emmy noms and whatnot. He's playing Metamorpho. So this is going to be interesting. What do you think? Do you think it's too many superheroes for a Superman movie?
It's going to be awesome.
I think
really awesome.
I think it's going to be awesome. I'm cautiously optimistic. Like I said, a lot of people are expressing concern because they're like, "Is this a Superman movie? Why are you putting so many other characters in a Superman movie?" But James Gunn is reassuring everybody, they're there to serve the story, which revolves solely around Superman and Lois. And he's like, "Trust me," basically, And I definitely do trust him. He did a great job with all of the Guardians movies and the sequel to the Suicide Squad. His his Suicide Squad movie was excellent. So I mean, I have no reason not to trust him with the superhero property. So hopefully, and this isn't the one that makes me go, oh no. But he said that don't worry, they're there to fit the story I'm telling, and the story always comes first, and that's what I like to hear. So hopefully, it turns out great. Are you looking forward to Superman Legacy?
Yep.
Me too. All right. Moving on. Our next bit of movie news is a sad bit of movie news. Daniel Goldberg has passed away. Are you familiar with Daniel Goldberg?
Not really.
But I know you're familiar with his movies. He produced the Hangover trilogy.
Yeah.
And he worked heavily with Ivan Reitman on many great films, including Meatballs, Stripes. He worked on an animated property called Heavy Metal. So many great stuff. And it's just a tragedy to see, that he passed. We definitely will miss him, but we'll, like I always say, we'll have his movies to remember him by, and, we'll never forget.
Yep. We'll never forget you, good sir.
Well, this brings a wrap to This Week in Movie News.